Now there were some Greeks among those who went up to worship at the festival. They came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, with a request. "Sir," they said, "we would like to see Jesus." Philip went to tell Andrew. Andrew and Philip in turn told Jesus. Jesus replied, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Very truly I tell you, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. Anyone who loves their life will lose it, while anyone who hates their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, my servant also will be. My Father will honor the one who serves me. Now my soul is troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No. It was for this very reason I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven, "I have glorified it, and will glorify it again." The crowd that was there and heard it said, "It had thundered." Others said, "An angel had spoken to him." Jesus said, "This voice was for your benefit, not mine. Now is the time for judgment on this world. Now the prince of this world will be driven out. And I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself." He said this to show the kind of death he was going to die. The crowd spoke up, "We have heard from the law that the Messiah will remain forever, so how can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Then Jesus told them, "You are going to have the light just a little while longer. Walk while you have the light, before darkness overtakes you. Whoever walks in the dark does not know where they are going. Believe in the light while you have the light, so that you may become children of light." When he had finished speaking, Jesus left.
All right, picture this. Jesus has just entered Jerusalem to crowds cheering and waving pom-poms. It's the week of Passover, and the city is packed Jewish pilgrims. But then something unusual happens. Some Greeks, non-Jews, come looking for Jesus. Why does this matter? Because it's a turning point. Up until now, Jesus' ministry has been mostly to the Jews. But now, even Gentiles are seeking him. This signals that what's about to happen, his death, isn't just for Israel. It's for the whole world. So let's walk through this passage and break it down. The Greeks seek Jesus, verses 20-22. These Greeks approach Philip and say, "Sir, we wish to see Jesus." Now, why Philip? Maybe because he's from Bethsaida, a region with more Greek influence. He doesn't go straight to Jesus. He tells Andrew first, and then they both go together. But here's the thing. Jesus never actually answers them directly. Instead, he says something huge. The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. What does that mean? Up until now, Jesus has been saying, "My hour has not yet come." But now, for the first time, he says, it's time. Time for what? His death. His mission is about to reach its climax. The grain of wheat, life through death, verses 23-26. To explain why he has to die, Jesus uses an illustration. Unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Think about that. A single grain of wheat, if it stays on its own, does nothing. But if it's buried, if it dies, it produces a whole harvest. He's saying, that's me. If he avoids death, his mission ends there. But if he dies, countless people, Jews and Gentiles alike, will find life. Then he makes it personal. Whoever loves his life loses it, and whoever hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. In other words, if you cling to your life, your comfort, your control, your own way, you'll lose what really matters. But if you surrender your life to him, you'll gain something far greater, eternal life. And then comes a challenge. If anyone serves me, he must follow me. Following Jesus isn't just about believing in him. It's about walking his path, even when it means sacrifice. Jesus' agony and the Father's response. At this point, Jesus gets real. Now is my soul troubled. He's fully God, but he's also fully human. He knows the suffering that's coming. But instead of asking God to save him from it, he says, "This is why I came." Then he prays, "Father, glorify your name." And suddenly, God speaks from heaven. "I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again." Imagine being in the crowd. Some people think it's thunder. Others say an angel just spoke to him. But Jesus clarifies, that voice wasn't for me. It was for you, to confirm that what's happening is part of God's plan. The cross, the defeat of darkness, verses 31 to 33. Then Jesus makes another bold statement. Now is the judgment of this world. Now will the ruler of this world be cast out. Wait, judgment? Isn't that supposed to happen later? Here's what Jesus means. The cross will be the moment when the world's true condition is exposed. People will either accept him or reject him. And the ruler of this world, Satan, will be defeated. Then he says something even more striking. And I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself. That phrase, lifted up, has a double meaning. It refers to his crucifixion, literally being lifted up on the cross, but also his exaltation, his victory over sin and death. The crowd is confused. Wait, we thought the Messiah was supposed to live forever. How can you say you'll be lifted up? Who even is this Son of Man you're talking about? The call to walk in the light. Jesus doesn't give them a direct answer. Instead, he gives them a warning. The light is among you for a little while longer. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness overtake you. Translation? You don't have much time. Don't waste it. Jesus is the light, and soon he'll be gone. If they reject him now, spiritual darkness will take over. But if they believe in him, they'll become sons of light, people transformed by his truth. And then he leaves. He withdraws from the public. The big takeaways. So what does this all mean for us? 1. Jesus' death wasn't a tragedy. It was a victory. Like a seed that dies to bring life, his sacrifice opened the way for salvation. 2. Following Jesus means surrendering everything. If we try to hold on to our own plans and comfort, we'll miss what really matters. But if we give up our lives for him, we'll find true life. 3 is urgency. Jesus warned the crowd not to wait too long to believe. That's still true today. The light is here, but one day, the opportunity to respond will be gone. So the question is, how will we respond? Will we walk in the light or let darkness overtake us? That's the challenge Jesus leaves us with. This passage is one of the most powerful moments before Jesus' crucifixion. It's his final public call to believe. Some people in the crowd would have walked away confused. Others might have started to wonder, is he really who he says he is? And now we face the same question. What will we do with Jesus?